Oh, no, Patrick! You got the wrong footage again. Some real action. Nothing like an adrenaline boost to get our hero to really start wailing on those monsters. We were unsure how to represent a surge of adrenaline at first, but I think we nailed it. Yep, definitely nailed it. These rickety old things, the higher up they went, the more they sounded like they were gonna fall apart. I'm amazed that no one ever got hurt, or worse, riding these things. Well, there was the actor we originally cast for Dick's role, but we don't talk about him. Really start to get a sense of how high up our heroes have been climbing here. Reminds me of how the crew always used to comment on how high everyone was. Those jokers, they'd even say it when we were filming the grounded scenes. And they all giggled like school children whenever they mentioned it too. So I'd make sure to laugh even harder so they'd know I was in on the joke. Whatever it was.
Fight this beast here. I must make for higher ground.
props, walls, you name it. Then, you moved bits and pieces around and created whole new scenes. We were efficient. I adopted that technique to my wardrobe, too. If you mixed and matched sufficiently, you could get by for years on only a handful of shirts and underwear. Another fake scene. Get enough of these free-falling shots. Something so invigorating and freeing about them. Like sticking your head out of the sunroof while driving on the freeway. I hear modern science fiction directors sometimes put the lens flare in on purpose. Why on earth? What's the next trend? Dead fly on the lens? Jeez. Watch. You won't believe me, but you just watch. It'll happen. Some big shot will do it for one scene, and the following year, everyone will be doing it.
Dr. Peculiar!
Yes, Your Eminence.
Release the Mechameleon!
But Your Eminence, the Mechameleon isn't ready.
What is the meaning of this? I thought he was completed!
Genius is never completed, Your Eminence. I was just preparing to install a chainsaw on his tail.
Enough! Your tinkering costs me precious gold and time! You do not have that luxury, Dr. Peculiar!
Yes, Your Eminence. Releasing the Mechameleon at once.
Ah, Ludwig. Yeah, good old Ludwig. We cast an actual doctor to play Dr. Peculiar. Never again. Oh my God, he was a cranky old coot. May he, rest in peace. The costumes, the script, the creature effects, you name it, he wouldn't stop criticizing everything. Well, in his defense, I think he did have some early signs of dementia or something. He was always getting lost on set, forgetting his lines, making up new ones. Yeah, it was cute. Midway through a scene, he'd just yell, "Where are my pills?" It was like a catchphrase. We almost left a few of them in. I have to say that the incredible job the animators did with the King Gorilla can only be outdone by their work in the Mechameleon. I'll leave further comments for later in the film, but this was truly an epic creation. Here we see our first glimpse of a technique I used throughout the movie. Want to make a big scary monster look even more menacing? Put it in a dome. Monster doesn't look scary enough already? Put it in a dome. Want the audience to know when a monster really means business? Put it in a dome. Saucers. Oh, these guys were just adorable. I was a huge fan of the old classic movie, The Flea from 1958. So I created this monster as sort of an homage, in respect to that film. I have the darndest time with that word homage. Man, oh man, that whip. We probably should have invested in some training courses so the actors knew how to properly handle it, but instead we just let them flail it around wildly. You know that saying, it's all fun and games until someone loses an eye? That's true. And that's the story of why the Emperor wears that metal monocle. Greg was a real trooper about it, though. Didn't even seem fazed that he'd have to wear an eye patch for the rest of his life. I think he went on to do some pirate-themed promotions at his used car lot once we wrapped up production.
Is my mechameleon? Why has it not pulverized the intruders already?
Well, Your Eminence, I was installing photon lasers into its eyes. I hadn't finished. So, the mechameleon might be somewhat, well, blind.
My indomitable guardian is blind? I do not tolerate failure, Doctor.
Getting these two to do their scenes together was enough to make your head spin. They weren't, strictly speaking, actors. Well, not in your usual sense. Ludwig here, or Dr. Peculiar, actually was a doctor. I think I told you that before. Greg, our Emperor, well, that's a whole different can of beans. Our casting guy found him at a used car lot. Greg talked him into buying just a horrible car. Thing never ran. Oh, then when he tried to get his money back, Greg just laughed maniacally, so doggone it, he offered Greg the role right on the spot. He said, "Dan, this guy is perfect." We were running out of extras and clay sculptures, but we needed more monsters. Oh, please, more monsters. So...
Whoa, my bad. Don't worry, I have the right clip now.
We were running out of extras and clay sculptures, but we needed more monsters. Oh, please, more monsters. So we had this brilliant idea. If you stick a puppy inside an old vacuum cleaner, wham, instant monster. Throw in a string of Christmas lights and it's camera ready in 5 minutes. And that had to be some kind of world record or something. Fun fact, boys and girls, cinematographers don't like it when you use their dog without asking permission first. But hey, to that I say, what goes around comes around. Little Buster here ruins so many shots barking all day long. You don't want me to grab your dog and cover him in Christmas lights? Well, don't bring him to work.
so many scenes of your actors dying anyhow?
We were running out of extras and clay sculptures, but we needed more monsters. Oh, please, more monsters. So we had this brilliant idea. If you stick a puppy inside an old vacuum cleaner, wham, instant monster. Throw in a string of Christmas lights and it's camera ready in 5 minutes. And that had to be some kind of world record or something. Fun fact, boys and girls, cinematographers don't like it when you use their dog without asking permission first. But hey, to that I say, what goes around comes around. Little Buster here ruins so many shots barking all day long. You don't want me to grab your dog and cover him in Christmas lights? Well, don't bring him to work. We're about at the altitude where Dick's rocket ship had crash landed at the start of the film. When I think back about all the work we did, building this darn tower and making models and costumes and sets and props, and then trying to keep it all straight during filming and not getting anything all mixed up. It's exhausting. Just thinking back on it is exhausting. I wish I could tell my younger self to just direct romantic comedies. It's the only way you'll get a good night's sleep. Ah, yes, the rotating contraption things. We actually used Ferris wheel parts from an old amusement park. I think it was called Disneyland.
Disneyland? Isn't that kind of close to...
Yeah, and the courts agreed with you. They shut them down before they opened the gates.
Well, it's their own fault, I guess.
Well, naturally, my production team swooped right in and bought up everything they could get their hands on. So I guess there was a silver lining to their legal battles. One man's lemon is another man's lemonade. Or however that saying goes. Fun fact, the statue of the Emperor is actually as big as it looks on screen. Yeah, we were going to use a small model and green screen it, but then Greg offered to fund building a life-size version. He was planning on setting it up front and center of his used car lot. Apparently, he ran into some issues with zoning laws. Yeah, I told him he should just play dumb and put the thing up anyway, but he wouldn't listen. I guess that's why he's still running that same lot, whereas I've been barred from filming in 12 different states. If I told you how much gold paint we used on these darn sets, you wouldn't believe me. We were originally trying to decorate this whole set in precious stones. I wanted that sparkling effect, but then my props guy shook his head. I've learned that when he shakes his head, it's best to go with Plan B. Unfortunately, Plan B meant a cement mixer filled with gold paint. It was so much hard work, even I had to finally roll up my sleeves, dive in, and call some interns from the community college. Man, there's nothing college kids won't do for free pizza. In this scene reminds me of a big fight I had with the studio head. Word to the wise, when the guy funding your movie offers you a suggestion, stupidest idea ever is a phrase you should shy away from.
I have come here to end your empire and free these apes from your tyranny.
You? Tell me, do you think I need these pitiful creatures to run my empire? Allow me to show you something. As you can see, I do not need those darn dirty apes. It is a kindness that I allow them to survive. I give them work so they believe their life has purpose. All I truly want from them is their gold.
Gold? Ha! What gold?
Have you not seen the result of Gregoria's planet-wide radiation? When living beings die, their bodies are transmuted into solid gold. The apes are useless. I send my minions to harvest more gold for my empire.
You are a cruel, heartless monster.
Perhaps. Perhaps.
Whoa, that scene always makes me woozy. Hey, Patrick, I think we need a break. Imagine one of those on your average elevator? Still, it's even worse when you press all the buttons on a real elevator. People get so annoyed when you do that. Nowadays, we just click, click, and make all this in 3D with those computers or something. But no computers here. No, heck no. I still don't know how to work one of those damn contraptions. Set construction 101. To make it look nice, you gotta make it look shiny. That's the secret ingredient, you know. We had 14 production babies while making this movie. One of them was even named after one of the characters, Maximilian J. Peters. wanted to go skydiving myself, but I have a crippling fear of heights.
Wow, really? So, was this movie your way of tackling that fear head on?
No, this movie is what gave me my fear of heights. By the end of it, I was directing scenes with my eyes closed to keep from getting panic attacks.
Now it's all starting to make sense.
Rats! First you destroyed my Mechameleon, now you shattered the Dynodrome. Now they all escape. Do you have any idea how difficult it will be to recapture them all?
Dr. Peculiar, why is my dinosaur army running amok? Oh, well, let them roam the island.
But, Your Eminence, what if they trample on some of my hybrid specimens? That would be like turning Gregor Mendel's peach into soup and forcing him to drink it.
Mendel Schmendel, Doctor. I gave you gold to spawn me a dinosaur army, and I expect my army to kill things.
Certainly, Your Eminence. But whatever it you command, it is so hard to do real science under these conditions.
The stop-motion team was so stellar, and they worked for peanuts. They really did. I just couldn't get enough of them. The script called for a lot of dinosaurs here, so I said, hey, let's set the record. I told the team I wanted a minimum of 30. Of course, we found out later we were absolutely nowhere near the world record. But I didn't have the heart to tell them. I made them eat some fake plaques and sent them their way.
Okay, now you can stop. No need to go further. If you break even a single egg, why, I'll scramble your brain. No, not my Tyrannosaurus Rex. You Neanderthal. crossbreed killer bees with velociraptors. Well, there goes the last 4 years of my professional career. I hope you're happy now. Welcome to a world with no genetically modified carnivorous dinosaurs.
Recalling similar lightning switch. Searching. Available rocket ship detected.
Some people wondered why we had that third lower exhaust pipe on Robot, even though it didn't shoot flames when he hovered. It was purely a matter of necessity. Wearing a suit that takes hours to put on? I mean, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Space station. Space, the final frontier, where no man has gone before. These are the voyages. Whoops, sorry, I got kind of carried away with something else there.